The late adopter. Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome to Bitcoin Daily. It's not actually a Bitcoin Daily, but it's been a while since we did an update, so it's good to see what's happening. There is an important date coming up shortly, but in this video I thought we are gonna look at a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit what DXY is doing, stock market, stuff like that, maybe gold, maybe oil, just to check up on things, because it's been a long time since we did the video, and I'm a little bit rusty, but I got my coffee and everything, so let's check out what's happening. Just a second. Good stuff. Okay guys, so Bitcoin is still in the channel, not much is happening. The critical moment has not arrived just yet, but it's not looking so good short term. Very important to point out, short term not looking so good. Long term, 2025, we're gonna be all fine. Altcoins are wrecked by a mile. I'm a little bit, unsure what's going on there. Everything is down by 99.999%. Unfortunately, the big question is whether we're gonna get a spring on altcoins before we actually get a move towards the upside. Because if you see altcoins, they slowly are right now going towards downside, and been bleeding forever. And the big question is whether this is just gonna slowly turn towards upside, or are we gonna get a spring? Spring means minus 20% on everything, and my wife would say, Sasha, right now it's time to buy. She says every time stuff drops 20%, just buy. So you know that. Not financial advice, maybe financial advice from my wife, but not from me. That said, spring on altcoins, maybe. But Bitcoin is right now still in this channel over here, and as you can see here of the line, that's the date we had for a very long time. Unfortunately, we don't believe in the dates anymore. We believed in the full moons, super moons. Unfortunately, they didn't play out well, and right now the 14th October is the eclipse new moon. So we are expecting a big dump on that date, and that means that this move that's happening right now over here slowly goes down here, and then on the 14th October we have a big dump. So be careful about the date. I just want to warn you about the date, because today is then 11th, so we got like 3 more days. So towards the end of the week, big dump, maybe. If the moons are correct, there is gonna be a big dump. We don't know, but if this also fails, there is no dump, I am telling you right now that I'm gonna stop believing in the moons. So the channel is playing out very, very nicely up here, and unfortunately there has been this small uptrend over here that's been going on, something like this up here. I'm a little bit rusty, let me do this like this over here, something like this over here, but you can see up here that right now we are breaking even that, so we are going below 20 moving average up here, and I don't know if there's any other way to draw the line, but it looks like the trend is being broken, at least on the short term over here. So we are expecting the move down all the way down to something like 26.6, 26.3, 26.4, give or take, to the bottom line of the channel. And then of course, the big question is whether there will be a big dump over here towards the downside once we get to the date. The date is important, guys. The date is important. So we're gonna see that. But the price is still in the channel. We had resistance here at the 200 moving average on the daily time frame. You can see here, try to break it one time, failed that, try to break it second time, failed that, try to hug it and break it, failed that, move down, broke the support over here. Right now I'm going towards downside, so the most likely target right now, hopefully bounces over here and the moons are actually wrong, but right now the most likely target right now that we have broken the support over here is the 50 moving average, and down here 26.3, 26.4, give or take, bottom of the channel again. Now again, this channel up here is a rising channel. Rising channels by default are more bearish than bullish, and since we are already a little bit kind of losing hope in everything, it could be so that this actually breaks towards downside. Now the channel, the technical target for the channel towards the downside, and let's say that this is some kind of bear flag over here, the technical target is around 23 or something like that. So if you move the pole up here towards the downside, you can see here 23.7, 23, something like that. Could this happen if we break towards the downside? I mean, technically it could. Now this would mean, like we just said in the start of the video, that altcoins are gonna get wrecked with a spring towards downside. And I think if we do this move towards downside over here, 23 what's that, 23, let's say 24k. If you do the move down to 24k or something like that, altcoins are gonna drop, you know, big time. So this move over here is something like, you know, 10% move towards downside. That means that altcoins do you know, 20-30% move towards downside. That would be, the way I see it, the best kind of scenario right now, a spring towards downside where we bounce from that, in case we dump, and that would be very, very good for altcoins, because altcoins have been bleeding for a long time, and you know, for something to change, we need to get that capitulation move, and capitulation move is always, when you have some kind of bleeding, capitulation move is always some kind of, you know, impulsive move down below the support levels, and that move, you know, usually, you know, goes towards upside, especially if you have come down for a, you know, for a very long time, and then you break that support level. That capitulation move is very, very important. So will that capitulation move come in altcoins? Well, we gotta see. But you know, 10% down move over here from the line up here. This is just from the line of breakdown from over here where we are right now. That's like minus 12% move. Will that actually happen? We do not know, but the rising channel up here is right now telling us that you know, this is a little bit bearish. We are you know, we had this option up here, and it you know, maybe there is some line over here that might be actually holding it, but you can even see the midline up here is crossing towards downside. So it does look a little bit bearish short term. Now let's look a little bit, you know, bigger picture up here. I got several channels, guys. I got several channels, and you'll see, for example, over here on this channel, on these channels up here, that it looks like we are holding this midline up here. So it looks like that, you know, the support line over here right now, we're just testing that and looking for a bounce over here somewhere. But you know, if you do go below down here, 23.8 is down all the way down here somewhere on the midline over here. So you know, could we do this move again before we do the move towards that upside? That kind of depends. There are definitely, you know, reasons why we could bounce over here where we are right now. You can see over here on the weekly time frame 10 moving average, but you know, a little bit unsure about that. 50 moving average on the weekly is at 24.8. So we're gonna, you know, spring below that 50 moving average and then again bounce on the 50 moving average down here. That could happen. There is nothing right now that tells us for sure that we're gonna go down to 23 something like that down here. But you know, we gotta be careful, and it doesn't look all that good. If you look at the chart up here on the weekly time frame, you'll see that this 20 moving average is getting us rejected over here. We got a evening star doji pattern up here at the top. This doji up here is very, very bearish. Not only that, this doji actually closed below the 20 moving average, and right now it's moving towards downside. So if this week closed below, if this week, where am I? There we go. This is not Fibonacci. I'm not doing Fibonacci, guys. I'm not doing Fibonacci. I'm just trying to find the, you know, 50% line. There is the 50% line. So if this week right now, this candle over here closes below the, you know, from the top up here towards the bottom up here, if it closes by 50% below that, this pattern up here, evening star pattern, is pretty much confirmed, and then we are expecting more movements towards downside. So as you can see, you know, Bitcoin doesn't look all that good short term, but you know, long term we are still looking at 2025, you know, bull run top, euphoria, everything goes towards you know, upside. So we are still waiting on that. Monthly time frame, it's a little bit sketchy as well. You can see up here that on the monthly time frame we did come down to the 10 moving average, bounced up here above the moving averages. Right now we are trying to break, but we are sitting on the support levels. Could we have another move towards downside up here where we, you know, go below the 20 moving average and then towards the upside up here? Could this happen up here, you know, some kind of box up here before we do another move towards the upside? That is very, very likely. But long term, there is nothing actually very bearish on the chart. If you look at some indicators down here, when it comes to the monthly time frame, there is no divergences on the chart. Like, everything plays out very, very nicely. You know, Bitcoin is just consolidating up here. Down here on the MACD, you can see up here that we had a bullish cross over here, and right now we got these green histograms, and it does look like it's curving towards the upside, but we are still below this zero line. That's very, very important when it comes to MACD. So the zero line is right over here, and we are still below that. It's only once you are after the, you know, above the zero line on the monthly time frame that you are actually having some kind of very, very strong option. We are not quite yet there, but you know, we are getting very, very close to that. Let's go back to this chart over here, and and nothing is actually right now happening that's, you know, that's signifies why we should do any kind of video about that. RSI is down here at 50 levels. MACD is just zigzagging up here a little bit in sideways. If you look at Bollinger's bands, I mean, the price up here ever since March has just kind of been going sideways. So that kind of killed a little channel a little bit. It's quite boring. And I think everybody's really tired of crypto and everything, and needs a break. But you can see here down here, even on the daily time frame, that we are very, very close to this bottom. So we are kind of expecting some kind of move, either move towards downside on here, or some kind of bounce towards upside. This on the daily time frame. If you look at a weekly time frame, you'll see that this consolidation part up here is the worst part that's right now happening. We always say the worst part is not going down or going up, especially fast up or down, because everybody's trading. There is a lot of excitement there, but this is the part that kills crypto. When stuff goes sideways, people are in crypto because of volatility, and when there is no volatility, it kind of kills everybody, right? So when we are going towards upside, downside up here, these were a big impulsive move, stuff was happening. That was very exciting. This was very exciting. This part over here was a little bit exciting because it was still something happening. This part up here was exciting when we were going towards upside, but this sideways up here, it kind of just kills your soul a little bit because it's just going so much sideways. Not much is happening, but it's getting there. If you look also on Bollinger's bands, Bollinger's bands are also telling us that we are gonna go down. This weekly Bollinger's bands, this is the 20 moving average. Up here you can see up here that we have a nice climb on the 20 moving average, broke that, failed to get back above 20 once, failed to get above 20 second time, and right now we are still moving towards downside. Again, this target around the 24k down here at the bottom of the Bollinger's bands looking to be significant once we get to those levels. So let's just clean up everything up here a little bit. Again, the channel, what we are looking for and what we are watching. So the significant move is below the channel down here. That still haven't happened. We're still waiting for 14 October. Whether that's gonna happen or not, I don't know. But the failure up here to break towards the upside, it kind of killed this move towards the upside. So I think we need to go down before we actually go towards the upside. So that's Bitcoin, guys. That's Bitcoin. There are of course bigger channels that we could draw up here. I think, let me see if I have some big channel. This is a nice channel up here, for example, that shows that we are on some kind of bottom, right? Even this move towards downside over here, I think it's this is at 26, 24 is all the way down over here below the channel actually. But this could be one of these things that actually tells us that maybe, just maybe, there will be some kind of support level up here that's gonna hold us and bounce us towards the upside. It is a nice channel as well. We've been beside this capitulation move over here, I mean this is capitulation move, this is just exhaustion capitulation move towards downside. Then we came right back in the channel over here, went up here, tried to break towards upside, failed that, tried to go down, just bounced right back to this same top up here again, failed that, went down, tried to go up, failing that right now and moving towards downside. Maybe the channel is a little bit off. Maybe the channel should be something like this over here, give or take, maybe a little bit different up here, something like this. Don't make me draw the channels right now, but there are definitely different ways where you can draw the channel. But short term, I'm still thinking this might actually go a little bit more towards downside. That was like 30 minutes video already. I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. 30-minute video. This was supposed to be a 5-minute video, but let's just look at what's happening with the rest of the market. The DXY is breaking down right now below the support level, which is actually good for us, right? So if you look at the moving averages up here, we are below 10-20 moving averages. On the daily time frame, we are actually breaking towards downside up here. Weekly time frame does look still very strong. This move up here towards upside is very, very strong. It is above moving average, so it can go down quite significantly before it actually goes towards upside again. But I think in the short term right now, this looks like it's gonna pull down. So if Bitcoin pulls down first while this goes down, I still don't believe that DXY and the Bitcoin are inversely correlated. That said, so just because DXY goes down, I do not believe that Bitcoin is going to go up. I do think that both can go in the same direction, but for everybody else that think that they are inversely correlated, this might actually be good, because right now it does look like it's breaking on the downside. The stock market, unfortunately, I think the stock market played its role, and this move towards the upside, I think it's finished. This move towards the upside has been going since last year October, very slowly up here, broke the resistance level up here. You can see up here it's coming down to the support level. That's 50 moving average, this is 10-20 moving average. So right now it's between these two, but this uptrend over here is actually technically broken, and right now we're having this move towards the upside. The only way this can actually continue going towards the upside is if it falls below the line up here, or if there is some kind of breakout towards the upside up here and that just explodes up here. This will be the final move towards the upside, but right now it does look like the trend is broken right now and it's falling towards the downside. The same thing goes for the Dow Jones. Dow Jones also broke the trend, and the Nasdaq as well broke the trend as well. Right now everything is having this move towards the upside, but it does look like it might get very ugly, because if it's right now the case that the stock market is topped out up here, and right now it's coming to the resistance level over here, and right now it's gonna go below the support and drop down towards downside up here, and everything together up here towards downside, and the SP 500 as well broke the support, goes up here and goes towards downside. That means that Bitcoin as well might actually have a very bad time. So while the DXY is pulling back, maybe everything is right now consolidating, waiting for a next move for the DXY to pump, and then everything dumps. I do not believe that Bitcoin and stock market are correlated. We have seen several good indications that there is zero correlation between that. I don't believe that DXY and Bitcoin is correlated either. There might be some correlation, but I don't think that's a very strong correlation. And the last thing we're gonna look at is the market cap dominance up here. This is the weekly market cap dominance, and the 200 moving average up here is very important, and this is what we've been looking for a long time. So as you can see up here, previously when Bitcoin was going up with the dominance, it hit this 200 moving average. It hit this 200 moving average, went down over here, and then tried to go up here before it actually totally collapsed versus altcoins. Now we are coming to that line up here again, and the trend up here towards upside is technically broken. So I think the dominance of Bitcoin is finished, and you've seen, if you've been following altcoins, you've seen that altcoins are doing this move while Bitcoin is doing this move up here, right? So Bitcoin is definitely outperforming altcoins. Bitcoin is still up since 15,000, like 100%, while altcoins are down big time. Most altcoins, not all altcoins. There are some good altcoins that are not actually down. But we are coming to this resistance level, so I do think that eventually, maybe after the spring that we just talked in the start of the video, that there might become some kind of altcoin season where altcoins do outperform Bitcoin. And it's always the case, at least from what we know from before, that Bitcoin goes up first and then altcoins goes after. So Bitcoin's down 1.24% right now. Will it actually go below the channel up here? We are not quite there yet, but we know the date. Hopefully we know the date. And the significant move is down here. Any kind of other move inside the channel is not significant the way I see it, because it doesn't break any kind of special support levels. If you go to the weekly time frame up here, weekly time frame, a big support levels is actually all the way down here at 26k level. That's the big support level over here, and 23.4 is all the way down there, but the big support level is these bottoms over here that we actually held. So going below that, down there, that might be this capitulation move where everybody gets really scared, and just right back above that at those levels again. Also the 50 moving average, very important when it comes to Bitcoin, and we've been holding the 50 moving average very nicely. As you can see previously in the bull market, this goes very nicely. It's only when we started going below that we get wrecked up here. Over here we came above the 50 moving average, and right now we're coming to those levels. So hopefully this holds. Previously as well, over here, let me go to another chart up here, bigger chart. Let me go to the logarithmic chart because it's easier to see. As soon as you are above the 50 moving average, you know that basically, you know, keeps you know, gets you up towards the upside. That might be the case or not, you know, but we are still, you know, long-term bullish. 2025 should be the bull market top eventually, give or take. And you know, everything what's happening right now is just, you know, pain, sideways pain. And why is my screen so bright? The sun came out. I hope you enjoyed the new, you know, old intro. Have a nice day, guys. This was a 20-minute video, like. It's been a long time, you know, since we did the video, so, you know, I gotta talk. I gotta talk. Thank you for watching. I don't know what kind of outro we're gonna use, but, you know, maybe this one. Bye-bye.